What is happening? Welcome to the First Pitch Podcast, your morning podcast from pitcherlist.com. My name is Nick Pollock. Today is May 12th. I am live on Twitch at twitch.tv/pitcherlist from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. every single Monday through Friday. That is Eastern time. So come on by, watch me record the podcast live and answer all your questions. And we're going to talk about baseball. Amir Garrett's 5-game suspension began yesterday. Plan accordingly. Javier Baez was scratched with back tightness. Hopefully he returns soon. At least 5 members of the Yankees coaching staff tested positive for COVID. Hopefully it doesn't affect games moving forward as they did play yesterday, but definitely monitor that. Fernando Tatis and Will Myers are on the COVID IL, while Eric Hosmer was removed due to contact tracing protocols. Hopefully they all get back in the lineup soon. Ketel Marte should start his rehab assignment in the next few days. Nate Pearson has been demoted to Triple-A, which is really frustrating because that start of 5 walks, well, it felt like, hey, these are nerves. Give him another opportunity. Haha. No, we're not going to do that. We are the Jays. Eliezer Hernandez is 1 to 2 weeks away from returning. Still unclear according to Craig Mish. Definitely trust him with this stuff. Hopefully he is within those 2 weeks returning to that Marlins rotation. Jazz Chisholm is already on his rehab assignment, hit a double off the wall. So he's looking great. And if he's on the wire for some reason because of this stint, get him back on your teams ASAP. Aaron Hicks has a shin bruise. He missed yesterday's game with it. He could return today. Chris Bryant is dealing with, quote, sinus stuff, as there's apparently a bug going around through the Cubs clubhouse. Jeff McNeil has body cramps. Hopefully he's back today. Christian Walker left yesterday's game with side discomfort. Christian Yelich is resuming baseball activities. And Corbin Burnes is confirmed to return on Thursday. We expected that, but we got full confirmation, and it's great to have Burnes back. Jim Chatterton has yesterday's hitting performances. Horace Soler went 2 for 5 with a double and a home run and 6 RBI. Soler only has 3 homers on the year despite a 14% barrel rate and a 59% hard hit rate. If you're asking, is that good? Yes, that is very, very good. Soler's home run to fly ball ratio is below 10%, while it was over 20% the last 2 seasons. And yesterday he added a home run and a 422-foot double to dead center in Comerica, looking good there. As Drivel Cabrera went 4 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBI, Cabrera is thriving in Arizona with a sub 20% K rate and 15% walk rate, leading to a 141 WRC plus. He's drastically reduced his ground balls, which looks to be the leading cause to his success so far this year. And then there's Gavin Lux, 2 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBI after a rough start to the year. Lux is slashing 294, 333, and 412 with a near 17% K rate since the start of May. If he's going to be playing regularly in that Dodgers lineup, it may be finally time to add him if he's still available. Reliever update from yesterday. This is from Benjamin Haller. Jake McGee recorded his 3rd save in 5 days for the Giants in a 4-2 win against the Rangers. McGee now has 10 saves on the season for San Francisco. Emmanuel Clase put up a rocky outing against the Reds behind him by notching the save against the Cubs yesterday. Clase gave up 3 runs without recording an out in a loss on Friday, and things looked dicey when he gave up back-to-back singles to bring the tying run to the plate with only 1 out in the 9th. However, he forced Matt Duffy to ground into a double play to end the game. And James Karinchak retired the 4 of the final 5 batters he faced in relief of starter Shane Bieber to earn yet another hold. Aroldis Chapman has now struck out 30 batters over 14 innings this season and is yet to allow an earned run. Unreal. He picked up his 8th save in yesterday's 3-1 win against the Rays. And Alex Reyes pitched the 10th and 11th inning to earn the win yesterday for the Cardinals against the Brewers in extra innings. It is unlikely both he and Giovanni Gallegos will be available to pitch today after throwing 28 and 27 pitches respectively, which makes Ryan Helsley, the next in line for saves. Maybe you can get a vulture one there with Helsley. Starting pitching performances from yesterday. I'm not going to go over all 30. There were a lot of very interesting performances. If you want to see my thoughts on all 30, you, of course, should be reading the SP Roundup every single day. I do it every night, often before 1:30 in the morning Eastern time. I go over all 30 starters from the previous day's game, so definitely check out that article on the website. But I led with Logan Webb, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 hits with 2 walks and 10 strikeouts. If you remember in the preseason, we were pretty hyped about Logan Webb because of that changeup. It had a lot of depth to his game, a lot of swings and misses. But this season, we really haven't seen it at all. And it became the fastball slider combination that doesn't really work for Webb, save for that one weird start in April. Well, yesterday, he had 10 strikeouts with a pitch with an amazing changeup. I'm a little encouraged by this. This is the guy that we thought might show up in April. However, he gets the Reds next and then the Dodgers twice. I'm not sure I'm ready to take the chance on Webb on this repeating. We don't know if it will. Is he going to be able to get 9 whiffs again on changeups? Maybe, maybe not. So we'll see what happens there. Monitor this situation with Logan Webb. Could be very, very interesting. Madison Bumgarner has been on this nice little stretch. He had Rocky Road. He had 2 starts against Miami. The second one was yesterday. Got the win with 7 innings pitched, 0 runs, 4 hits, 0 walks, and 9 strikeouts. And here's the thing. He was throwing 92 and change. What? Madison Bumgarner was throwing 88, 89 last year. And then we got really excited because he was throwing 91 in the spring. He's actually maintained that recently. Now he's over 92. It's like 92, 93 is where he's sitting. This is not the Madison Bumgarner we thought he was. This is incredibly exciting. If he can hold on to this, I mean, we're going to see excellent starts continuously, regardless of the opponent, if he's able to do that. It set up his cutter and curveball for a lot of whiffs. I mean, I love this. It does seem like a spike, though. You know, we haven't seen him go 92, 93 in a very long time. I hope it does stick, though. Maybe he did figure something out. I mean, monitor this. I would 100% be holding on to Bumgarner wherever I have him. JT Brubaker went against the Reds. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 hits, 1 walk, and 4 Ks. He's endured everything that we've thrown at him so far. He does have a bit of a rough schedule ahead. I kind of think at this point, if you have Brubaker, or otherwise known as Coffee Cakes, as I like to call him, you still got to keep going with him. I even posted a thing on Twitter about, is he an ace? He's been acting like it. I'll say this about Brubaker. For the full season, I do not expect him to perform this well. I still think that it's a slider sinker combination that speaks more to being a Toby and not necessarily this big strikeout guy. I mean, it was only 4 Ks yesterday in 6 innings, but you can keep holding him for now and just kind of hope for the best, I guess. If someone's willing to buy high here and think that Brubaker is something like a top 40 play, sure, go upgrade something else on your team. There'll be other guys to go and get. My instinct is that no one's going to actually give you enough that is better than just a short-term investment that is Brubaker right now. Jordan Montgomery went against Tampa Bay and finally did what we've been waiting all year for him to do, go 9 strikeouts in 6 innings, 1 earned run, 2 hits, 1 walk. His whip has not been the problem, and it's been consistently good. What I thought was very interesting yesterday is there's been a lot of talk about his cutter. That was the Andy Pettitte cutter that was taught then to CC Sabathia, then CC Sabathia taught it to Jordan Montgomery, and he didn't throw it. He was much better with his fastball, 92.5 miles per hour, which is very good. Had excellent changeups and curveballs. There were a lot of whiffs. Now, it is the Rays. The Rays are not the strongest offense, but I would feel pretty good about Montgomery. He's in a good place now. He is, you know, I've had questions about like what is going to be the pitch that is really going to propel him moving forward. And I do like to think that the changeup and fastball combination is that, while he also has his extra curveball to mix in too. So it's going well right now for Drummond. I would be holding on there. And Shohei Ohtani finally showed up. Oh, man. I've been talking about this where I've been waiting to see him in rhythm, getting multiple starts under his belt. That's the phrase, right? Essentially, once he's normal and in a routine, then I think Ohtani would be cutting away the walks. And here we are, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk, 7 innings pitched, just 1 earned run and 4 hits against Houston as well. This is great. I just hope that he is able to continuously start once a week. You know, as long as he can do that, I think Ohtani is legit. You know, yes, we'll probably see another 5 walk start at some point, and we don't really know if like he's going to have this feel for his slider and fastball still. But I mean, this is great. And we just got to hope that he can stay in rhythm now. Speaking of rhythm, I mean, Robbie Ray is in an incredible one. 10 strikeouts yesterday. As now he has a 33-1 caper walk across his last 4 starts at 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 5 hits, 1 walk. If you listen to the OTC podcast, that is the On the Corner that I've been doing with Alex Fast for 5 years, we talked about Robbie Ray as an excellent caper walk guy with a low whip. So essentially he's going to get you a lot of strikeouts. He's going to have a low whip for you. But the one susceptible nature of Robbie Ray throwing all of these 4-seamers over the plate now that he's been doing for 4 straight starts is that it does make him more susceptible to the long ball. He had 2 of them yesterday. And that's just going to be a problem with Robbie Ray. I would imagine at least one per start because someone is just going to sell out for that fastball and make good contact on it. But, I mean, I would say 1-2 earned runs you will take every single time with Robbie Ray if he's going 6 innings with 8 to 10 strikeouts and no walks, right? A good whip, a really good whip, excellent strikeouts, and you'll take, a 3.7 ERA with that. I'm totally fine with that with Robbie Ray for the rest of the year. And that's 4 straight starts. I mean, what I like to say is if a pitcher performs well out of the blue, that's an exception. Then he does it again the second time. That's a suggestion. But if he does it 3 straight times, that's more confirmation. And now he's done it 4. This is a real legitimate change that Robbie Ray has made. I hope that it sticks around for a long time. Last 2 here, these are 2 disappointing starts. Kenta Maeda, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. The main problem here is the slider isn't quite what we want it to be. It was this elite pitch last year, and he wasn't really finding it at the bottom of the zone or underneath the zone effectively. It was against the White Sox, and all he really did was allow a 3-run homer to start off the second. Then he's allowed a single, a walk, and then a 3-run blast from Grandal, and that was it. That was actually all the damage he allowed. 1.2 whip, only 3 strikeouts. I understand a lot of people are just pulling out their hair about Kenta Maeda. So it's just, we're so close with this. And honestly, I still have him in all my leagues that I drafted him. I'm still going to stick with this. This is the closest I've seen of Kenta Maeda's fastball was really good around the edges. And lastly, there's Pablo Lopez, 4.1 innings, 6 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 walks, and 3 Ks. Incredibly disappointing from Pablo Lopez. The main issue here is that it's just changeups and 4-seamers, right? And when one of those isn't quite as good as it usually is, the cutter and the curveball are not good enough to maintain themselves as a number 2 pitch. So we're going to see this. This is why you generally have the blow-ups from Pablo Lopez. Now, the rule of thumb, though, is once he has one bad start, he generally does an amazing job coming back the next time. The problem is that it's the Dodgers. So which is going to, what's going to be the stronger thing? I'm actually going to start Pablo Lopez against the Dodgers. The Dodgers aren't as strong as they have been in recent games. I think you're okay with Pablo Lopez in the next one. This is one of those blips that you're probably going to see every so often from Pablo Lopez, but overall, that changeup 4-seamer combination is good enough. All right, moving forward to today, here is Mark with the weather. Thanks, Mark. Today's streamer is Casey Mize, which I don't love whatsoever. If you guys followed the SB Streamer article that I do every single morning, I have him in the do not start tier because I just couldn't choose any of the other ones. Generally, my streamers are 20% or under rostered in leagues, and none of the ones I wanted, even the questionable start tier, were available in your on your waiver wires. So Casey Mize gets the call against the Royals. I could see if Zach Davies against Cleveland is one you want to do too. I don't love any of these. I wouldn't personally do it. And I'm going to take a question from Twitch chat, as I always do for these podcasts. It's from M. Scott C2C, who asks, I read the roundup about Alzolay. Hey, awesome. You're fantastic. I didn't talk about Alzolay in this, so let's do this now. I know he is a good play currently. What do you think his overall ceiling is? Is he a number 3 or could he develop higher? Great question. Alzolay's repertoire is a slider he throws near 50% of the time, and it does really well getting whiffs. And his fastball is about 93, 94, sometimes pushing 95. It's a question of, do I believe that his command is that great? And is a fastball going to be punished more often? I really like comparing him to Huascar Noah, who essentially has the same approach right now of going slider heavy and throwing a fastball. But the thing is, Noah has a fastball at 97 as opposed to the 93, 94 of Alzolay, and it's better commanded and more consistent, I think, than Alzolay. So there is more inconsistency and volatility, I think, with Alzolay. However, I mean, like Noah, if he continues to perform at a high level, I mean, we just keep riding this for a while. So I would say, yeah, like a number 3 does seem right. I would be selling if someone is giving me a sizable investment, I guess, back for Alzolay. But in most cases, I want to hold on to this and see where this goes. I hope that he can be that, top 12. No, I don't want to say that. But I would say like the overall is like top 35 or something like that. There are just so many good pitchers inside the top 30 right now that have a longer track record or more depth to the repertoire that speaks to more consistency. But Alzolay is a good play right now, and I would be holding him for his next 3 starts at least. I think they're all good enough matchups that Alzolay should be able to succeed. But all right, that's going to do it for today. If you like what we do, please consider supporting us going to pitcherlist.com/plus. You can get PL Plus. You join our incredible Discord. You get an ad-free website. And yeah, you feel good supporting the things that we do. Remember, everything that we raise at PitcherList goes straight back into the site. I actually don't make anything from it. So I just want to make the greatest baseball site ever. And please help us do that. And of course, you should be going to twitch.tv/pitcherlist. Watch me record this podcast every single morning. But that's going to do it for today. So my name is Nick Pollock, and that is everything you need to know.